Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing? My name is Marichelle J. Brown, and we're here at Heritage, and we're about to have a conversation with Shop Talk. And our guest today, she's a mother of five, a family advocate, an infant mental health consultant, a family member of neurodiverse children, she has a master's degree in early childhood education with concentration in trauma studies. She's passionate about the 0 to 5 year old population. Our guest today is no other than Ayana Simone Fabry. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, what are your equity concerns in early intervention?
Well, I think my biggest concern is goes right down to developmental screenings. When I'm thinking of the Black community, the community that I'm a part of, I just think that there isn't the easiest way to access the screenings for all families. So there's organizations that provide these developmental screenings, but then there's still areas where we're not able to reach everyone. So I think with there not being adequate equity, we're not able to reach families to be able to provide those early intervention services.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, what are the implications of not having access?
Oh, well, that's tough because what happens is without access, you don't get the services that are needed quick enough. So for African American communities, a lot of times we're at least 2 years behind getting services for children. So if you think about delay in getting services for, let's say, a child that has some speech challenges, then that in turn can cause a lot more issues for this child. It can cause stress for families because they're not receiving the supports that are needed, and it just becomes a domino effect of so many things as the child gets older.
Okay. So, what are your plans?
Well, you know, I like to think of whenever you want to do something in your community to work as close as possible to where you are. So when I'm thinking about the South Sacramento community where I'm at, what can I do here? And my first thought is to be able to find ways to provide those screenings in places that wouldn't otherwise have access to them. And so my plan is to go into safe spaces that our community considers safe spaces and figure out a way to provide those screenings to people that aren't connected to programs like Head Start or Birth Beyond, where they do provide those developmental screenings.
So, why choose a barbershop?
So, yes, so I did choose a barbershop. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to say, that a barbershop is a place that is a community hub. So when we looked around on where are some places that are considered safe spaces, that's a place where people gather. People come in for advice. They come in and consider it as a trusted source to get information. But we also see, like what goes on here at Heritage or your shop. We see a lot of things that go on to enhance the community, like providing other types of screenings, diabetes, high blood pressure screenings. I know that you guys are part of the Confess Project, which is for mental health screening. So it's like the perfect place to be able to add something that the community already supports to be able to add a way to help children as well.
So, what was your process and findings in the studies?
Well, for the process, the first thing I decided to do was have a conversation with other parents that have children, and I decided to go to a group at UC Davis, Mind Institute. These are parents of children with neurodiverse uh, abilities, and with these families, we discussed ways that with early intervention and access to screenings, all those kinds of things. And so I talked with them. We also talked with the barbers in the community and talked to the barbers at the Heritage Barbershop and kind of came up with some ideas on what would be helpful and how would we then implement some screenings and deciding on the screenings, how would it go about working in this type of environment. And that's kind of where we went in the direction that we went.
So, what were your discoveries?
Well, the first thing that we kind of discovered is that we definitely need to figure out a way to educate the barbers and the patrons on developmental screening. So we decided to create a video to describe what developmental screenings are. And the idea would be that we would have it available where families could scan a QR code, maybe at a child's first haircut, if that would be a good time to implement it. And then we would go ahead and have them screen or scan it. It would go directly to a video, and that video would explain. So if we can show that video.
Hello. Congratulations on your child's first haircut. While you're here, let's check in and see how they are growing and learning. Let's look at 5 areas of development: communication or listening and talking, fine motor or finger movements, gross motor or body muscles, problem solving or thinking and solving, personal and social, or playing with others. Screening can help you explore new and fun ways to play with your child, identify any areas for support, or get help if needed. Let's get started. Click here to fill out some questions. For support, you can contact us here.
So what did you discover?
So we discovered that we need a community broker. And what we know is that, I may be a professional in the early childhood field. However, I'm not a barber, so I'm a part of the early childhood community, but I'm not a part of the barbering community. So this is where you come into play. So thank you for participating in this, because we thought, not only are you a great candidate for a community broker because you're a barber, but because you've been in this community for over 20 years, doing barbering in over 20 years, but also because you're an educator, and in order to be able to teach others, that's going to be a great attribute to use. But also you're a parent and family member of children with diverse abilities. So I think that makes a great combination of being able to work with you, but also work with a shop that has been embedded in this community, in the South Sacramento community, and has done a lot. We've been participating in so many things in this community, including what I mentioned earlier, the Food Best Project, and being able to be open to anything that provides the well-being, betterment for the community. So definitely excited to be working with you guys. And we're looking forward to working with you as well. So what are your reflections and your takeaways? Well, I think the biggest one is that it's doable. It's something that will work. And we know that it's a need in the community, and we know that people are receiving it very well. So I think that's one of the biggest pieces. We know that we need funding. So we know that that's a takeaway, that there needs to be funding to be able to work that out. And I think that the other piece of it is just that there are other elements that we'll have to do to expand on it, because once we come to the table with that, we know that we need to be able to help the barbers with things that they ask for. And we also know that if we're going to do developmental screenings and a child comes up with some challenges and the parents have questions, we need to be able to partner with an agency that will be able to assist them further. So we do know that that's something that we discovered, and that is something that we'll work on going forward. So what are the next steps to get there? I know you were saying something. The funding, yeah. So we need to get some funding. We need to get some collaborations going. And we just need some support from our local community. And I think that we'll be able to not only take this within our community, but then take it further out, and then also find other safe spaces that we can do this in. It can expand to beauty salons, and it can expand so much. We just see a wide range of being able to get to all the children we can to really give our community the best start. I want to thank you for being a guest. I think this is a great plan, and I look forward to working with you. This is going to be amazing. I just can't wait to get started. And once again, congratulations on your project, and I'm waiting to see what the results are. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Ayana Salon family. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Mrs. Brown, what is Hold on, start over.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to Heritage. This is the Heritage Talk Show. Wait, I'm gonna do that one more time. How's everybody doing? I'd like to welcome everybody to Heritage. This is a conversation. We're about to have a conversation with Talk Shop Talk.